How the Joker's legacy crumbled in one game. This was not supposed to happen. The final score is glaring on the screen. Finland 92, Serbia 86.
Finland have shocked Serbia!
A stunned silence falls over the arena in Riga, Latvia. A silence felt by millions watching around the world. Nikola Jokic, now a three-time NBA MVP and NBA champion, arguably the best basketball player on the planet, is standing motionless, his face a mask of disbelief. He came to EuroBasket 2025 at the peak of his powers, ready to finally grab the one prize he's never won, an international gold. Instead, he's going home in the round of 16. This is the incredible story of how Finland didn't just end Serbia's tournament, they exposed a fatal flaw that might put a permanent stain on the Joker's legacy. To understand how it all went so wrong, you have to see the blueprint that Lauri Markkanen and the Finnish team just gave to the entire world, the inevitable king. Before the collapse, there was the coronation. Coming into EuroBasket 2025, everyone thought the story was already written. Nikola Jokic was at the absolute peak of his powers, a three-time NBA MVP and 2023 NBA Finals MVP, a reigning NBA champion, a player who has completely changed what a center can do on the court. His dominance was so complete that Serbia were the massive favorites to win it all. They had a silver medal from the 2023 FIBA World Cup, a talented roster, even if missing their captain Bogdan Bogdanovic due to injury, and a genius coach leading them. For Jokic, this tournament was supposed to be his crowning moment. In the NBA, he'd done it all. But the FIBA game, with its different rules and intense physicality, was the final frontier. A gold medal for Serbia wasn't just another trophy, it was the final piece of the puzzle for a legendary career. Even after a few shaky moments in the group stage, Serbia dropped a game to Turkey and had some close calls. Nobody was worried. This was Serbia's tournament to lose. This was Jokic's destiny. But this is where things get crazy. As Serbia prepared for their round of 16 game, a storm was brewing. A team from Finland that nobody saw coming, with a leader about to have arguably the game of his life on the international stage. The tactical masterclass. The final score of 92-86 seems like just another upset, but if you look closer, the numbers tell the real story. They show a complete dismantling of Serbia's strategy. It all started with one simple, brutal plan: pure physicality and hustle. Finland crashed the boards with ferocity, grabbing an unbelievable 20 offensive rebounds. To put that in perspective, 20 times Serbia thought they had a defensive stop, and 20 times Finland snatched the ball back and gave themselves another chance to score. After the game, a shocked coach Svetislav Pesic admitted this was the key. They are the best team in offensive rebounds per tournament, 16 per game, and tonight they got 20. We didn't find a solution for the offensive rebounds, so we lost the game. One of Serbia's young stars, Nikola Jokić, was equally blumped. Their 20 offensive rebounds were just unacceptable.
That injury that he had last time out, Jantonen goes right up, and there's...
They were more physical than us. In other words, this wasn't a lucky break, it was Finland's game plan. Finland knew they couldn't stop Jokic one-on-one, so they didn't even try. Instead, they swarmed everyone else. They turned the game into a chaotic physical war, daring Serbia's supporting cast to beat them. And it worked. Jokic was brilliant, scoring 33 points on an incredible 9 for 13 shooting, and young forward Nikola Jokić stepped up with 20 points. But outside of those two, the rest of the Serbian team vanished. The rest of the team combined for just 33 points on 11 of 35 shooting, 31.4%. The three-point shooting that usually gives Jokic space to operate completely disappeared. Serbia hit about 29% of their threes. The engine of the Serbian offense sputtered and died, choked out by a swarm of Finnish defenders. And the man at the center of it all was Lauri Markkanen. The finisher didn't just have a good game, he put on a clinic. He poured in 29 points, grabbed 8 rebounds, and had 4 steals, relentlessly attacking the basket and getting to the free throw line 13 times. Markkanen sank 12 of those 13 foul shots. He was the heart and soul of Finland's attack, leading by example on both ends. Meanwhile, Serbia sorely felt the absence of their injured captain Bogdan Bogdanovic, who had torn his hamstring during the group stage. Without Bogdanovic's scoring and leadership, Serbia's offense became one-dimensional, essentially just Jokic trying to fight off an entire team by himself. We struggled defensively, gave up easy points, especially to Lauri. The national team cannot allow itself a performance like this. Serbian guard Ognjen Dobrić lamented after the game, his disappointment palpable. The unraveling. Legends are made in the final minutes of a close game. For Serbia, those minutes didn't just see their dream die, they saw it completely unravel. This game was an absolute dogfight. There were 15 lead changes and 8 ties throughout, showing how relentless Finland's pressure was. With about 5 minutes to go, Serbia finally put together a run and took a slight lead. A 6-0 spurt put them up 77-75. It felt like the Giant was finally waking up, the moment Jokic would take over and drag his team to victory. But Finland just wouldn't quit. They had an answer for everything. And then the hero of the game emerged from the most unexpected place. With under 2 minutes left and the game on the line, it wasn't Markkanen who delivered the knockout blow, but a 6'7" role player named Elias Valtonen. First, in a wild scramble under the basket, the ball was loose. Valtonen fought through 3 Serbian players, secured the offensive rebound, and scored to give Finland the lead. Serbia was stunned. On the very next play, the ball swung to Valtonen on the wing. He had a sliver of space with the giant frame of Jokic rushing out at him. Without hesitation, Valtonen launched a three-pointer over the MVP's outstretched hand and drilled it. The arena exploded. In roughly a minute of game time, Valtonen had scored 8 straight points for Finland, ripping the heart out of Serbia and giving the underdogs a lead they would never relinquish. Valtonen scored 13 points in total, with 8 of them in the final 2 minutes. An end-of-game flurry that will raise him to legend status back home. Those final seconds were a perfect summary of the entire game. Finland's execution was fearless and flawless. Serbia looked completely lost. Serbia had a roster of brilliant players, but on this night, they weren't a brilliant team. As Markkanen calmly sank free throws to seal the win, the look on the Serbian faces said everything. Shock, frustration, and the horrifying realization that it was over. The permanent stain. After the game, the Serbian players were shock-shelled. "We played a disaster," Ognjen Dobrić said, apologizing to fans. Coach Pesic acknowledged the harsh reality. If Serbia loses to Finland, it's normal for everyone to ask, how could this happen? Well, it happens. In other words, no excuses. The better team won on the day. But this loss is so much more than just an upset for Serbia. It's starting to look like a pattern. For the second EuroBasket in a row, a Serbian team led by Nikola Jokic has been knocked out in the round of 16. In 2022, it was Italy. In 2025, Finland. Both times Serbia was a huge favorite, and both times they went home far earlier than expected. This isn't just a blip on Jokic's record, it's a deep stain on his international legacy. It underlines a scary idea. No matter how amazing Jokic is, the system around him can be broken. A tough, disciplined team with a hot hand can beat the best player in the world by neutralizing his supporting cast and exploiting the cracks in his defense. Finland didn't just win a basketball game, they wrote the instruction manual on how to do it. For Finland, this is a legendary win, a victory that will be remembered forever in Finnish basketball history. The Susiengi, or Wolfpack, have now made the EuroBasket quarterfinals in back-to-back tournaments for the first time ever. Before their 2022 run, Finland hadn't reached the Final 8 since 1967. For Lauri Markkanen, this game cements his status as one of the best players in Europe, the only NBA All-Star in Finnish history, and now the leader of a national team that just pulled off a miracle. But for Nikola Jokic, the night ends in the same old heartbreak. His individual stats were phenomenal, yet another monster game in his career. But basketball, especially at this level, is a team sport. And on this night, his team was broken. The hunt for that gold medal goes on, but now it's filled with doubt. Jokic may still be the king of the NBA, but his international legacy, once seen as a destined triumph, has crumbled on the EuroBasket stage. This game is going to be talked about for years. What do you think? Was this just a fluke, or did Finland expose a real problem with how Jokic's teams play internationally? Let me know your thinking in the comments. And if you love deep dives into crazy sports moments like this, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. 92, Serbia 86.